So, hello, good morning, guys. Master Chris here again. Now, our topic is this is Houston, Unit 7, Activity 2. Listen again and answer the questions. Page 84. So, our topic objectives, students will be able to practice with listening for details. And class scope, listen for details. Watch and listen to the explanation of new lesson. And answer an activity after listening. Topic. Listen to a radio show, listening activity. Okay, open your Supermind Students book on page 88, Activity 2, and read carefully the instructions. Listen to the audio twice.
Student's Book, page 88. 2. Listen again and answer the questions.
In this week's Travel Through Time, we'll look at space flights. Humans have already been in space many times, but in this program, we're going to focus on what are probably the 5 most famous space flights. All through the 1950s, the Russians and the Americans were trying to be the first country to send a man into space. The Russians won the race into space when Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first man in space on April 12, 1961. His spacecraft, Vostok 1, spent 2 hours in space and made 1 orbit of Earth. 2 years later, Russian cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman in space when she took off as the pilot of Vostok 6 on June 16, 1963. The Russians were the first into space, but the Americans were the first to put a man on the moon. The spacecraft Apollo 11 took Neil Armstrong on a trip of 250,000 miles, in which he famously took 1 small step and became the first man to walk on the moon on July 20th, 1969. Space flights are very expensive. Until 1981, all spaceships could make only 1 flight into space, and then they had to build a new one. That all changed when a space shuttle called Columbia made its first flight into space on April 12, 1981. 6 space shuttles were made, and each one could make up to 100 visits into space. The last shuttle flew on July 21st, 2011. An American millionaire named Dennis Tito became the first space tourist after he paid $20 million for a trip into space on April 28, 2001. He was away from Earth for a week and spent most of the time in the International Space Station. He had to train for 900 hours before he could go. In next week's program, you can find out all about traveling.
Okay, now let us answer the questions. Write your answers in your book. Question number 1. How long did Yuri Gagarin spent in space? Letter A, 1 year. Letter B, 3 days. Letter C, 2 hours. Letter D, 30 minutes. What do you think? Question number 2. How far is it from Earth to the Moon? Letter A, 2,500 miles. Letter B, 500 miles. Letter C, 250,000 miles. And letter D, 5 miles. What do you think? Okay, question number 3. What was the name of Neil Armstrong's spacecraft? Letter A, Apollo 11. Letter B, Hercules 11. Letter C, Zeus 11. Or letter D, Mercury 11. What do you think? Okay, question number 4. Why were space shuttles better than other spaceships? Now, your answer should be in a sentence, okay? Now, write it in your book. Okay, question number 5. What was the first space shuttle called? Letter A, Columbia. Letter B, Apollo 11. Letter C, Zeus. And letter D, Dennis Tito. What do you think? Okay, question number 6. How many space shuttles were made? Letter A, 0. Letter B, 11. Letter C, 6. And letter D, 2. What do you think? Question number 7. How much did Dennis Tito pay for his space trip? Letter A, $20,000. Letter B, $20. Letter C, $20 million. And letter D, 20 cents. What do you think? Okay, question number 8. How long did Dennis Tito spend in space? Letter A, 2 days. Letter B, 2 months. Letter C, 2 years. And letter D, 1 week. What do you think? Okay, how well did you do? If you wish to review the lesson again, play the video from the start one more time. That's about it. See you on the next lesson. Bye.